Year 1. You're 24. The laundromat on 5th costs $61,000. You don't have $61,000. You have $8,200 saved from 2 years of a job you hated, and a spreadsheet, and a guy named Walt who owns 4 laundromats already and is tired of driving between them. Walt carries the note. You pay him $900 a month for 5 years. Seller financing, he calls it. You call it terrifying. You still work the day job. You show up at the laundromat at 6 a.m. before your shift to empty coin boxes, and again at 9 p.m. to mop. Nobody sees this part. Nobody ever sees this part. By month 14, the laundromat clears $2,100 a month after Walt's note. You don't touch it. You let it sit in a business account, ugly and unglamorous, growing slower than you want it to. Year 2. The laundromat is boring now. Boring is good. Boring means it runs without you. You find a vending machine route for sale, 12 machines, gas stations, and break rooms, $34,000. The owner's retiring, wants out fast. You use the laundromat's cash as the down payment and finance the rest through a small regional bank that actually returns your calls. 2 businesses now, neither one impressive on its own. Together, they clear $4,800 a month. You still drive the same car. Still split rent with a roommate named Tyler who thinks you're in vending machines and leaves it at that. Year 3. You form the LLC that holds the LLCs. It's not glamorous. It's a Tuesday afternoon, $500 filed with the Secretary of State, a name you picked because it sounded serious and forgettable at the same time. The laundromat becomes a subsidiary. The vending route becomes a subsidiary. You become, on paper, something you don't feel like yet, an owner of owners. Nobody throws you a party for filing paperwork. Nobody claps. You sit in a coffee shop afterward and stare at the confirmation email for a long time, feeling nothing in particular, which surprises you. Year 4, a car wash comes up for sale 2 towns over. The owner's getting divorced, needs to liquidate fast, and fast means cheap. $180,000, but he'll take $40,000 down. You don't have $40,000 lying around. You have equity. The bank looks at the laundromat and the vending route. 2 years of clean, boring cash flow, and calls it collateral. You borrow against what you already built to buy what comes next. This is the part nobody warns you about. How fast debt stops feeling like fear and starts feeling like a tool. Once you've proven to yourself you can service it. The car wash struggles for 8 months. You almost sell it at a loss. Then a competitor 2 miles away shuts down and traffic doubles overnight. And you learn the thing nobody can teach you in advance. That some of this is work and some of this is just weather. Year 6, 3 businesses, a 4th, a small commercial cleaning company, gets added almost by accident. A friend of Walt's wants out, offers it to you first, and you say yes before you fully thought it through. Because saying yes has started to feel like the only muscle you know how to use. You hire your first real employee that isn't hourly, someone to manage the books across all 4 entities. Her name is Renata. She's better with numbers than you are, and you know it, and you hire her anyway, which is its own kind of lesson you don't say out loud to anyone. Combined revenue crosses $2 million. Combined profit after debt service is a fraction of that. You still drive the same car. People who knew you in year 1 would not recognize your bank statements. They would absolutely recognize your Tuesday. Year 9. You buy your first business that has nothing to do with the others. A small HVAC company, 12 trucks, contracts with 3 school districts. It costs $2.4 million. You put down $400,000, actual cash now, not scraped together cash, and finance the rest through a mix of seller notes and a real bank loan with your name and the holding company's name both on the line. This is the first deal where people notice. Your brother-in-law asks, at a barbecue, half joking, whether you're some kind of tycoon now. You laugh it off. You don't correct him. You also don't confirm it. You've learned by now that the moment people think you're rich, they stop seeing you and start seeing a number. And you'd rather keep being seen a little longer. Year 12. 7 companies under the holding entity. Laundromats, 3 now, not 1. The vending route expanded twice. The car wash, plus a second one you built from scratch instead of buying, because by now you know how. Brick by brick, permit by permit. The cleaning company, the HVAC company, which turned out to be the biggest engine of them all, quietly outgrowing everything else you own. Renata runs operations across all of it now. You spend less time in any single business and more time deciding which businesses deserve your money next. This shift feels strange for a long time, like you're not really working anymore, even though you're working more than ever, just differently. Fewer coin boxes, more term sheets. You buy a house, not a big one. People who visit are sometimes surprised. You've stopped explaining why. Year 15, a regional distribution company, trucks, warehouses, 40 employees, comes up for sale at $8 million. It's the biggest deal yet. And for the first time, you don't finance it through a bank alone. You bring in a partner, someone with distribution experience you don't have, and you structure it so the holding company owns the majority and he owns enough to care. This is the year the holding company stops feeling like a pile of small bets and starts feeling like a machine. Cash flows from the boring businesses fund the down payments on the interesting ones. The interesting ones, once stabilized, become boring too and start funding the next thing. Nobody outside your inner circle understands the structure. You've stopped trying to explain it at parties. I own some businesses is the sentence you give people now. Flat and undersized on purpose, because the real answer takes longer than anyone at a party wants to listen. Year 18, combined enterprise value crosses $200 million. It happens on a spreadsheet on a Sunday with Renata on the phone walking you through a valuation model built off EBITDA multiples across 12 subsidiaries. There's no confetti here either. There never was. Just a number on a screen that used to feel abstract and now feels somehow even more abstract because it isn't sitting anywhere you could touch it. It's spread across trucks and buildings and machines and contracts. You still drive a normal car, a nicer one now, but normal. You still show up early to walk the HVAC yard sometimes, just to remember what the ground floor felt like, because you're starting to suspect that forgetting it is the actual risk now, more than any single bad deal ever was. Year 22, $500 million. You find out on a Tuesday from Renata in an email with a subject line that says nothing dramatic at all, just Q3 valuation summary. The same tone she's used for 18 years, because that's the thing about the number. It never announces itself. It just accumulates quietly behind 100 boring Tuesdays that nobody was watching. You think about Walt sometimes, the man who carried a note on a laundromat because he was tired of driving between 4 locations. You wonder if he has any idea what that $61,000 turned into, whether it would surprise him or whether he'd just nod, unbothered, the way people who've built something themselves tend to nod at other people who eventually get there too. You don't call him to tell him. Some things don't need to be said out loud to be true. You drive past the original laundromat sometimes, still running, still yours, still unremarkable from the outside. Fluorescent lights, a row of machines, a kid folding towels behind the counter who has no idea what this building became the seed of. You sit in the car for a minute, engine off, and you don't feel triumphant exactly. You feel like a man looking at the first domino, still standing there after everything else fell the way it was supposed to.